If you were absent on Thursday or Friday of last week, that was either 10:15 or 10:16. If you would go to week 9 and either click on 10:15 or 10:16, there will be a Pear Deck for you to join. The title is Unit Rate as Slope Real World. Okay, there are only 2 questions that you need to complete. Okay, that is what we did in class. We worked on those together. I kind of guided you through them, but you figured out what the answer was. There's a question about whether you have a Chromebook or not that you can answer. But then after that, we used class time to catch up on things that we were missing or to redo low grades and make sure we were passing. Okay, so up here we have a description of what our graph is telling us. Here in the middle in green and red are these steps that we need to use in order to find unit rate from a graph, right? So we've got to look at what our y-axis scale is. So if we go here to my y-axis, we can see that my axis is being counted not by ones, but it's being counted by tens, right? Okay, then if we look at our x-axis scale, this one is being counted by ones, right? So if we notice here, 1, 2, 3, right, and so forth. Okay, my next step is to mark 2 good points on my line, right? So I'm going to just pick what I feel are good points. I can start with 0, 0, definitely. And then the next good point I can use is up here at 4 and 30. Okay, you draw your little rise over run triangle. Okay, then you label what your rise is, what your run is. Unit rate is when you set them up as a fraction. So that's when you set them up as y over x. Okay, remember once you have them as a fraction, then you can divide them to get what your slope or your unit rate is. Okay, on your rise, be careful because if you are counting that your rise is 3, you're correct, you're counting 3 boxes. But if you notice that your scale is counting by tens, right, your rise is not going to be 3. Instead, it should be 30, right? Okay, so that's just an idea to get you started. Let's go ahead and look at the next slide and see. Okay, same process. Okay, we didn't tell you to look at what your scale was, but you should have it memorized as one of your steps, right? So if you look at your axis, right, you want to know, you want to try to figure out what it's being counted by. Okay, same thing on your x-axis. Okay, draw 2 good points. Remember, you can definitely use 0, 0 as one of your good points. Okay, on this one, I would go all the way up to 5 and then over to the 2. Okay, it will kind of help you with writing your fraction and setting it up as a division problem. Last question, if you have a Chromebook, yes. If you do not, please select one of the other answer choices and then make sure that you are caught up in not only my class but all of your classes.